Welcome to Toth Outdoor Productions, where the hunting seasons come and go, but the memories last a lifetime.
Alright guys, welcome back to Toth Outdoor Productions. Today I wanted to just run through some cheaper stick options, what we've got to use this past season. I wanted to buy a couple of each and try them out so we could do this review. There's a lot of reviews online, but I haven't seen a lot on the cheaper sticks and a comparison all the way across these ones at least. So let's jump into them. I got 4 different kinds of sticks here, 2 cheap kind, 2 more expensive kind. I'm going to hang each one on the tree, show you how they work, and then we'll talk about the pros and cons of each one. So first up is the T.O.P stick. These come in a set of 4. They're 36 inches long, and I believe they're 3.2 pounds a piece, and they have a button here in the center that you're attaching with a strap that works real nice. And something else to note, underneath they have this locking mechanism that you can lock all 4 sticks together. When you rotate this center step, they will lock together in these grooves, which is nice. They are completely quiet when they're officially locked together, and they do a great job, but they do have some downsides as well. So let's put this one on the tree. Pretty simple. You keep this strap up a little higher than you want the stick, and then pull down like that. It bites right in. They work good. I like them. They're probably one of my more favorite sticks. They're pretty light. I mean, to get a 36-inch long stick, it only weighs in at 3.2 pounds. The biggest problem that I have with them is they're expensive. They are $150 to $170 for 4 sticks, depending on if you get them on sale or just buy them and where you buy them at. But they're pretty nice. I like the step, the way that they curve out right at the end and they do fold, and they're nice and quiet sticks. But you got to have a big pocketbook to own a couple sets of these. We've actually been using them, using self-hanging sticks like this for all of our sets. What we like to do is hang the bottom step here, and then normally we have a strap that hangs off for your first step. We've taken all of ours off this year because we're going to upgrade to more of a paracord step at the bottom. But it's nice to be able to not have your stuff stolen anymore. I mean, it's pathetic to say, but I think most of the people that we hunt around on the ground we share, they would steal your stuff. So it's nice to be able to set your stand, keep this stick up a little higher, so your next one is then out of reach for the average person at least. And then when we leave the stand, we take this bottom step with us, and it's not a lot to carry in and out of the woods, and it's super easy and quiet to put that first stick up, and it seems to help us with people taking our stuff. So that's the first one. Let's stay up in the expensive category here. This is the Muddy Pro stick. It is a nice stick, don't get me wrong, but for the price and the fact that it's under 2 feet long, I really don't care for. I mean, in my mind, they didn't make any lighter of a material. They just shortened the stick. I mean, it comes in at 2.5 pounds, but you're cutting a full, more than a foot off of the T.O.P stick. This one's at 3.2, this one 2.5. You know, if you would cut over half this stick away, it would be under this stick. So in my mind, they didn't really sacrifice much except for the length of the stick. So you need more of these to get higher up the tree. But I do really like the rope mod. We were actually talking about Do-It-Yourself Sportsman has a really cool video on changing these strap sticks over to a rope mod stick, and I do like it because it's just quieter. There's no buckle weight and nothing to bang against. If I hang this up here, this, you pull down here, I get the stick set, and then I just do a half hitch knot over here to be sure if the rope would come out that I don't fall out of the tree. And then normally I'll just double it up to be sure I don't want to fall off because the stick fell out of the tree. So, but I mean, super easy, nice and quiet. You're crawling up, your boots can bang this rope all day long, doesn't make any noise. What I will say about the shorter stick, if you don't mind buying more than 2 sets, is at the bottom of this stick, see how it's 3 foot long? When you pull on that, it will come out because you're far enough from this button where it's attached. So it's something you either have to get used to or remember climbing up and down in the dark, that you can't grab and pull out on these longer sticks. This one, because it's such a short distance, you pull and it does move, but it's very limited movement. As long as you keep your weight pulling down at the same time as you're climbing. This one you got to be a lot more gentle. I have pretty good size arms, so I just reach up, make sure to grab the center step and leave the bottom one alone. But it is something to remind you of. These sticks I'm pretty sure retail for about the same price, $160, $170 depending on where you get them from. And we've really started using these in our hang and hunt sets. They work good, they're quiet, but at that price I can't afford to put them on all 10 or 11 sets that we leave in our home state for the majority of the year. So we keep these being the nicer sticks for our out-of-state hunts, or if it's the rut and we think we need to move 100 yards, rather than pulling a set and moving it, we'll just go in, hang these, hunt it, and then take them out with us. I also don't like leaving such an expensive stick hanging in the woods for somebody to decide to steal when they come through. So that this year, that's where we ended up. We knew this is what we wanted to do, but the price was really deterring us from doing it. So we started looking into cheaper sticks, and we have a couple of them. I want to show you what we found with them. So first up, we have the muddy, I believe they call it a grit, muddy Stagger step. It's their cheaper step. But to be honest with you, I would say if I only could buy one set of sticks and you had to take into consideration leaving them, carrying them in, their length, their weight, and the fact that somebody could steal them in the price, these would be the ones I would go with in the end, just because I feel like with the XOP sticks, you're talking 12 pounds you're carrying to the woods. It's not a ton, but it's not comfortable. Same with these, unless you decide to hunt 15 feet off the ground, you're either going to end up with that same 12 or 13 pounds going in with more sticks to get the same height. With these, they're 4 pounds a piece, but they stack together nice, they strap, they're quiet, they have this textured material on the outside, and I really like this full style step. I mean, both your feet won't fit in this, but it's a nice secure part to go to with my wife and the kids hunting. This is a very comfortable stick to get into, and what's great about them is the price. I got these sticks on sale. They were $15 each, so we're talking $60 for 4 or $160 for 4. I mean, it's a huge, I can own almost 3 sets of these for 1 set of these. And I really don't feel like you lack, if you're going to carry 12 pounds in, at least for us, you know, what's another pound or 2 when you're talking a third of the price. What I'm not fond of with this stick though is its buckle system. It's got this weird like half hitch buckle that goes into the framework here, and it just reminds me of something cheap after a couple years of using it. I mean, we're talking 1/4 of an inch lip is all that holds this to the tree, and in my mind, after working this a couple hundred times in winter and rust and sleet and snow and rain, that this is going to become a problem. We've only owned them 1 year, so I can't guarantee that, but I can't imagine that little 1/4 of an inch is going to continue to support 300 pounds in years to come. So I think though it would be a simple upgrade. You know, we can either drill this and put a button here, or we could you know, just use a regular hook strap like your normal ratchet strap to put them in the tree. I'm not advising you to do that. I mean, this is the safety precaution that they've taken, but that's probably what we will do in the end. So this stick, we'll put it on the tree here real quick so you can see. All right, there's that stick there. It might be a little more cantankerous to get it started just due to the buckle system they have going. And I don't really see, I'm sure you could do it. I don't know how you do a rope mod. I haven't thought about that a lot on this particular stick. But for the price and all you're losing in weight, I feel like this is a very economy friendly option for being able to, you know, this is also super nice because the stick is wider. When you tie your first step in at the bottom of the tree, we're changing the paracord this year, but you have two sides with a pull here. It's real easy to put a loop here, come down, give you that first step, which gets that stick up here, making your second one out of reach. So really fond of that stick for the price. And the last one that we've tried, and these are what I started with last year, experimenting with the cheaper sticks. This is the River's Edge grip stick, and very nice stick. It works well. I mean, we've used it, we've pulled them and rehung them 50 or 60 times now. Same, I would say, drawbacks here. I mean, what you're losing in price is not huge, but there's small inconveniences. How they run their strap system, you can see there's two special curls here, and the straps have loops on the end, and you just bring this loop around here and run it onto this eyelet to hold you up. Same thing, I think, just like the muddy Stagger step. As years go on, this is a pretty thin piece of metal here, you know, and I can imagine this being the weakest link. When you have a button like this and it attaches to the center of the stick, you know, that stick is going to have to be wore completely into the core for it to start to fail. These, I feel like, in the cheaper sticks, they have, you know, cheaper naturally, and you're attaching it to the tree mechanism is where the cheap comes in. So you could there's lots of ways to fix this, but I will let you decide what you want to do on that. They're good sticks, same as the Stagger steps, 4 pounds each. 4 sticks would be 16 pounds, so it is a load. I mean, this is not something I would recommend you take to the mountains of Utah and go up and down all those mountains with that extra poundage. You know, it would be nicer to have a smaller set of sticks, or a lighter set like these, but if you can't afford these, I don't think these are bad options. They're pretty good, they work well, they're quiet, maybe not quite as quiet as something that's triple the price, but they serve the purpose well. And especially if you're like us and you have 4 or 5 sets in your home state that you like to leave, but you don't trust the people that are around them, this is a great option to get away from your normal 20-foot climbing stick and be able to put these, you know, I don't know, I haven't even looked to see what a normal climbing stick weighs, but I can't imagine it's any less than these sticks. And for the price, you can afford to own all these as the same as your 20-foot sticks. So I'm going to pull this muddy one down and make room for this one to hang on the tree so you guys can see it. So I'll pull this one down, put this grip stick on here. Same exact principle. The straps work okay. Not a big fan of the buckles or the noise that they make. It never seems to fail me when I get to the woods and I'm trying to be as quiet as possible. One of these steel buckles end up running into one of my sticks. That's why I'm so fond of the rope mod like you see here on this muddy stick. But when you're talking 3 times the price, you're going to give up some things, but what I really don't think you're giving up is huntability or hangability. They work just fine, you know. So anyway, that sums up the sticks. We're going to do some reviews next summer. We're buying the Hawk sticks and another set to continue trying out these sticks, and then we'll compare them. So we hope this video gives you some insight on what to do for some cheaper options in the stick world, and we want to thank you for joining us. Pay attention for that next video coming up, and we'll see you here next time on Toth Outdoor Productions.